Welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Chel. Already episode 20. It is October 2nd. Today's episode, we are going to discuss Hut Champs rewards. And that there isn't any. We're going to talk about Team of the Week and the potential Star of the Month trade-ins. I know there's a lot of newer players or players that weren't around last year, so they're not really sure how this works, and I don't want you guys to be stunned by it. The transaction cards, they actually put sets in the game now where we can get a shot at the newer content, sort of, which I love, and obviously there's issues with it, but nonetheless, there is some positives there. We'll talk about that. Fantasy sets and moments. I do want to address this real quick. One, I will have a video going over the best fantasy cards in my opinion. And I will also go over the moments and how to do them. I did the moments when they were on not even like superstar mode, like super insane mode. So I'm just going to put together a video of how I did it on that. It's now a little bit easier, whether it's the time or the difficulty scale down to all-star, not superstar. They are still very difficult for the majority of the player base. So I'm getting a ton of questions about it. So I'm going to just put together how I did it on super duper star, and hopefully that will help you because there is some concepts I think that will just that's how you get it done. And then just what I'm doing with my cards still, because I think that gets asked about a lot. So let's start with Hut Champs rewards. Yesterday, Hut Champs reset Wednesday at 5 p.m. and we didn't get our rewards, and it's concerning because there is no comms on it. Not on Twitter, not on the forums, not on Reddit, not on the Discord. No comms on it. So when that happens, that is usually like they are really trying to figure out what's going on, which has me a little concerned. Part of me thinks that because champs and ranked is technically different than rivals, like the way that the mode works, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, like the way that it works, it's pretty much rivals and champs, but in the game, whether it's the menu system or how it's tracked, it seems different than last year. And I don't know if they are able when it rolled over the next week, if it didn't just eliminate the prior week. So a little concerning. I'll say this. You will get stuff, whether it's the stuff that you earned, or in my opinion, if they can't figure it out, then everyone should just get rank 1 rewards and don't include the card maybe. Or maybe include it. Whatever. It's, you know what I mean? Like, that's not fair to the top 100, but what else is new? Top 100 in Hut Champs usually doesn't get rewarded enough anyways, in my opinion. So that's how I would handle it. Everyone gets 23 collectibles. It'll absolutely crush the market, but this is a mess up if they can't solve it and actually give us the rewards that we earned. There's got to be some middle ground, right? Because if they give out half, like 10 wins, the people that got above that, including myself, we don't get the rewards we earned. And if there's no way to track it, there's no way to prove it, all that, very tough. So I think that it will get fixed. I think that they just need to figure out the tech behind it. I don't think this is a content team issue. I think this is a mode issue. Like, I legit think that, like, it reset to week 2. It's the first week of it, and there was something that did not click to be able to gift out all of the rewards. So hopefully we get some. I would be absolutely blown away if we don't get it fixed today, if we don't hear from them. Okay? So I would anticipate hearing about it, and I will let you know immediately once we know. Team of the Week and the potential Star of the Month. So anyone newer to the game or didn't pay attention in NHL 25, the change to Team of the Week essentially is all build up. You build up your cards to get 82 overall Team of the Week items. You use those 82 overall Team of the Week items to make the 85 the captain Team of the Week card, right? You take, then what happens is at the end of the month, there's a Star of the Month where you take captains, or not all of them or most of them. It required at least 2. And 2 captains, and then you throw that into the Star of the Month set. Okay, so that potentially is coming because I'm getting a lot of questions about like what I'm doing, because people come into my streams and they see I've been slowly building. I learned this at the end of last year. I'm just slowly building an entire roster of Team of the Week players so that I can get the objectives done fast. I did it yesterday. I was able to bang out all the objectives very quickly because I have literally 12 Team of the Week items because I have the entire first and second week. Now, Pettersson's like 150K because he's one of the better cards in the game, surprisingly. And Slavkovsky just wasn't, so he was relatively cheap at 50K. So I have them. Marner, there's a couple issues. One, in my video yesterday, going over the content, it said doing the 80 overall trade-ins to get an 82 overall Team of the Week item. It said current Team of the Week player. Not correct, because I did the trade-in for that, and I got a choice pack of random from all last week. I literally did not get one new card. which is awful for me because I have them all already. So it was literally a duplicate. I ended up selling it, and then I bought one off the auctions. It ended up working out. It's fine. But that is not a current Team of the Week set, which is not good in my opinion, for this exact reason. But so buyer beware there. Just be prepared that the Team of the Week's captain cards going into the Star of the Month set, like if you have Slavkovsky, if you make Marner will be interesting because I don't know if Leaf fans will want to go and get them. Whether you want to admit it or not, Leaf fans can completely sway the market. It's why Austin Matthews cards are always so expensive. It's why Nylander cards are always very, very expensive. And not because, even though they can be good in game, they're just, there is no bigger fan base than the Leafs. So I don't know how Marner feels. Like, I don't know how play be if they're going to make Marner or not. So I'll be interested to see. Marner is very like Pettersson. It's funny. Both of those cards, I always use them as an example. The last 5 years, good cards, good players. In game, they've always been so awful for me. And Pettersson has been great for me this year. The first time I played like 5 games and Pettersson was awful, and I just stuck with him. And now he's phenomenal for me. He's an upgrade over Naslund. I don't think it's worth it because of the cost now, but I'm very curious to try out Marner. The thing is, you get enough stuff from the moments, whether it's the Team of the Week and the headliners, and the headliners' objectives and Team of the Week objectives, where you can almost make an 85. You get like a couple 82 overall Team of the Week items untradeable, and then you've got to send some stuff in, and you could get Marner untradeable, right? The math on that is if he's going to go for like 150,000 coins, right now, Team of the Week items are like 15K. That's 75,000 coins to make him untradeable. Again, it's going to depend on how many coins you have or how many resources you have. I don't hate that because if they go into the Star of the Month item, then you can make that if the Star of the Month item is valuable for you. That's the other issue, right? But if you get them tradable, their price might go up even more. Right, so I just want to make people aware of that. Like there is a chance that the captain cards go into the Star of the Month card because I don't see that not changing, or I don't see that changing. Transaction cards. So yesterday we finally got a way to make new content, sort of. So yesterday they put in transaction sets where you can trade in. I think it's 879 overall items. One of the biggest issues that I have this year over last year, which is like a downgrade, is that it's specific overalls for stuff. Like, simply make it 79 and above or 78 and above so that we can at least... It's funny because we complained last year that doing stuff like 78 and above, and then there was nothing that 79s were worth what 78s were, right? Which was annoying because it killed the value of 79s, and 79s are harder to pull. But it's like such a random... It's a random overall. It's like they chose 79s because 80 overall is the barrier of entry for fantasy, and they know that would be impossible. Because 80 overalls are going for like 4,000 coins or whatever because the fantasy event's going on. So the transaction cards now, they're 79, which is so random. I have been telling you guys to save your 79s, so I hope that you have been. I think I have like 20. I watched a lot of people in the community do these sets. I think Bert did like 20 of them. He has a video. You can go check it out. I think he did like 20 of them. You basically pull 80 overalls. It is not worth it. The only way in which I would recommend doing this is if you are dead set on getting Kaprizov and you play an hour a week or something and you've got a shot at it, sure. But the value is not there. If they're untradeable, you can trade 79s in for a guaranteed 82 overall captain card. And an 82 overall is obviously going to be more valuable than an 80 overall. 82 overall can go into a lot of things. So just a heads up there. What I would like to see instead, the sets are good. I don't hate it. I don't hate it in concept. The problem is that there's 22 there's 22 cards in the transaction cards, right? So there's very, very high odds that you're going to pull something very low. I would love it if it was a pack in the store. And yes, I would not buy it, right? But it makes it tradable. So one of the bigger issues is that take the European cards, for example, right? The European cards, for example, those are they are extremely powerful cards, some of them, and there is none on the market really. And what ended up happening is that these cards are now worth more than Connor McDavid because they go into like line combos and things like that. And some of them come down in price. I'm generalizing, but for the time that they were released, they were the most potent. I would love a pack in the store that is literally just content from that day. And now you have a gigantic shot at pulling something very low. right? And you can make it expensive. You can make it 100,000 coins. You can obviously it's going to change based on the highest overall card release. So Kaprizov was in there yesterday, then yesterday's pack could have cost 300,000 coins, 400,000 coins, whatever. That's negligible. There'll be people out there that want to spend money on the game to get a shot at the cards that have been released because they want to use those cards. And there will be people that it's like, okay, I want to throw 20 bucks into the game. I don't recommend this. I'm just saying this is the reality of the situation. And if you get someone to open up a pack and it's tradable and they get what they don't want, they can at least sell it on the auction house and get coins for the stuff that they tried. And people that actually want to get a shot at those cards because they're a theme team player, stuff like that, they can actually get it, right? I think that the store is a big issue. There is just nothing that's sought after in there in a game that is based on microtransactions. Like, I don't understand that. I don't know who to criticize. I don't know what to say, what their formula is. I don't know the numbers in the background, if they're doing really well financially or not. But, like, it is just mind-blowing to me, again, that the packs are just not worth the money. Like, it's not exciting. When I used to spend money in NHL, I think 21 was the last year I did it. 22 was the last year I did it. If I spent $100, I was getting a lot. Like, whether I pulled something crazy or not, with that $100, I could pretty much make whatever I wanted in the game. That isn't even close to the same situation now. The price points make no sense. The odds are just a mess. They're confusing. Almost dropped a funky. Almost dropped the F-bomb there. It's so absurd to me because you would think that if they made sought after cards in the auction in the store, the only thing I can think of is that they're really trying to protect the player base in the sense of getting people that are too pay to win. Like, and I don't even know if that makes sense, but like that's what it feels like. It just feels like a lot of rubber banding and no one's happy. Like they're trying to make it where the pay pigs don't get so far ahead of the no money spent guys, you know, but that the no money spent guys can't earn enough so they don't get like it just that's what it feels like. They're just rubber banding the entire community and no one's happy. So I don't know. We'll see. Fantasy sets and moments, like I mentioned, I will do videos on each of those things today. Thursday, there's no content, so on stream, my subathon is still going. It'll be a big video day for me. And then I'm selling everything still, guys. It is easy. I have 400,000 coins. Yes, I pulled 2 Connor McDavids. I understand that, but I have never had more coins and more flexibility. Remember, coins are worth more than they ever have been, right? When I got Macklin Celebrini the other day, I tried to put him in my lineup. I had to spend 150,000 coins to try and make him like fit, but I was able to do so. And then it didn't work and I didn't like it and I sold everything back, right? So whatever you get, just go in the auction house and look. If you pull an 82, go in the auction house, look what an 82 is selling for. Just undercut it. Make it, and say if they're going for 2,400, make it 23,999. And then just forget about it. Like, yes, there might be a time in which 83s jump up to like 5,000 or to like 10,000 coins and you're selling yours at 7,000, but just forget about it. Like you don't have to min max and worry about it. Like I'm just getting rid of everything and it's been far safer because no one has any idea how the market's going to work in this game ever. All right, let's get into the questions. They sent a questionnaire for NHL 26. Let them have it. I am sure that is a bloodbath given the fantasy event. So, and the fact that in my comments, it's an absolute war zone as well. The moments are still so difficult. I'll be short 4 collectibles and they're too expensive to make. So most of us will make 1 at best. So if you do the moments and you do the objectives, you get 32 collectibles. You can make 2 B&D cards. I said this yesterday. If that was just how it was at launch of the event, that's good. That is what we had last year. Sure. The cost of the sets are still way too expensive. It really hammers the event. But I agree. The moments were very difficult, and it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, they're easier now, so I'm sure people were able to do them. That was my mistake. I will have a video that will show you guys how I did it, and hopefully I can help some people. This is a big issue because at least with like the Panarin moments or the Titan moments, the collectibles weren't so expensive to make if you couldn't finish them. This is damn near impossible to get. The last 4 would cost you over 100,000 coins in value. So if you're not able to do them, I'm going to assume that you probably don't play the game a lot, generalizing. But, obviously that's going to be an issue. So over 100,000 coins is way too much. So there are ways to complete these moments, and I'm going to show you the stuff that I did. And remember, I did it on the super duper mode. It took me 6.5 hours. So if I could do it on mine, it should be easier now. But again, I'll show you. You just explained why I'm not buying NHL 27. They never fix the current game. It never gets fixed because it doesn't make money. And that sucks because digital hockey is my favorite game. I'm done with pucks off the post. I'm done with crappy packs. I'm done with crap rewards. And I'm done with crazy moment difficulty. I paid my $90. I'll play until the game is done. Line chemistry was a great idea, but it simply was not enough to keep me around. I think there's a lot of people with this sentiment. I always I try to think of how I would react if I was you guys. I have a very different MLB. Better example. Tarkov is a better example. Tarkov is my NHL for players like yourself, right? It's where it's your hobby. Like that is you're not working. You come home and you want to play a video game to escape real life, right? That is what video games are at the end of the day. And when I play Tarkov, it is so challenging, but that keeps me in it. And then it gets to a point where I have to then either no life it or I'm putting in 4 hours a day to make up for my lack of skill, or I'm so competitive that it's driving me to, I got to be better, so I've got to play more. And then I just get to the point where I'm like, I'm done. And I legitimately don't play it. Like, I call it the Tarkov flu. There'll be like a month where I only want to play it. That's it. I hyperfixate on it. Maybe it's my ADHD. I don't know. I hyperfixate on it, but then I just walk away, guys. When it gets to the point where I have to play when I should be sleeping, or like, because I have to play this. Like, I have to play NHL. I try to stream Tarkov sometimes because it's just so fun to me when I'm really in it. But you just got to step away if you're not enjoying it, right? And if there are things about this game that really frustrate me, the video the other day where I went over the little problems that add up, it drives me nuts because it's like, man, this shouldn't be an issue in a video game. These little things, you know? And I think that is maybe a fundamental issue at the top because they are under an immense amount of pressure to get a new game out, right? Like I said, I've met the content, not the contest team. I've met them sort of, but I've met the developers that work on the game year round. Whether you want to admit it or not, and this is not an excuse, but the fact they get a game out every year with new stuff is still surprising to me as someone who's never developed video games before. And the issue there is like there are things that the consumer, the biggest takeaway, there are things that the consumer have to pay for because of the yearly release cycle that the suits demand, right? And one of them is that like we don't get a fully flushed out game because it's a yearly release. That is what it is. It's been like that. If you go back and look at every NHL game, before the online era, I'm talking, and like even like where the consumer online era. So I'm talking like 2006, where like that was when everyone started playing online. So before 2006, there was very little complaining because the game looked different every year graphically. We got like new stupid stuff in franchise mode that was sweet. The presentation looked awful going back, but it somewhat represented what we watched on TV. Right now, the demand is so much higher for new stuff, and it's just not refined. Yeah, it's not refined enough, and it's unfortunate. But that's when, as you get older, as I've gotten older, your time becomes so much more valuable. It's just a point where you got to step away. You got to either, if you still want to play video games, I'm not saying go outside and all that stuff. None of that. No, don't do that. Video games are your hobby to make life easier, and like I said, whether it's at a detriment to me, because if you guys don't play the game, interest dies down, it is like knowingly not great for me as well. But I would much rather have authentic fans of the game that are passionate about it, that want to play it, rather than people that are angry and are playing it solely because they're addicted. That is just, I maybe that's my morals. I don't know. But you got to step away from the game. And there's a lot of things that have come over the last few years where in HUT, it's like, that's enough, man. Like that's enough. Realistically, I've been throwing up franchise mode of videos that I would do in older games like NHL 20 and 21. Franchise mode used to be where I sunk my time in, and I think a lot of people are trying to make HUT what their franchise mode fix was when they were kids or younger. Try franchise mode, man. Try doing one franchise mode run where you scout and you sim and you play. Like, just give it a shot. If you don't like it and it's not enough for you, then yeah, man, maybe switch up the game. Hear me out. How about a counter for these moments? Like if you do the moment, say 200 times or whatever, they just give it to you after you hit it. People would just quit out, but that's hilarious. Like, dude, like honestly, that is hilarious. Love this message. Very controversial. If you play online, turning off messages is essential. Don't let random people message you. It is a portal for toxicity that you must close. Number one, I agree with all of these people that say, like, so you get rattled easy, like that's soft, all of that. I do agree because I'm super competitive. You've watched my streams. I am not great at the game, but if someone comes in and yaps, I will, if it's someone that's warranted that has no business yapping, in my opinion, I'll 1v1. Let's now. Right now, let's go. I've done it a couple times, and guess what? The kids have gotten smoked. So I am in agreement with the leave messages on because I love that stuff. But man, for everyone replying, like, you're soft, you're a geek, holy soft, it's going to sound crazy, but not everyone sits down and needs to, like, this is the end all be all. I know it's crazy because you don't experience it that way, right? But if, like, dude, messages, like, if you're playing a game and someone just, like, I've seen some heinous stuff, absolutely heinous. There is no reason for it, man. Just angry people that are just downloading their life on you. There's no reason why to be upset with someone because they turn off messages. Like, I don't have messages on anymore for a different reason though. But I don't blame anyone for doing it. People experience video games and stuff completely different. Again, it should not add stress. It should not add any sort of negative impact to your life overall. And if someone is messaging you just some heinous stuff because you beat them at a video game, like, not everyone, you had a way hard day at work and you sit down, that could lead to some crazy responses. You get the right person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame them for doing that. And I'm on the messages, like, bring it on. Come talk. Cool. No Hut Champs reward. You can play Hut Champs right now. Great company. Yeah, it's not a good look. Here's the issue. Not everyone is going to be able to get two BND cards, and honestly, that sucks. Yeah, the moments thing, I'm going to try and help everyone out as much as I can with the moments. So I looked back at last year, and again, widely considered the best, right? The best. Widely considered the best fantasy event we got, and they only gave us 32 last year. And the B&D sets were worse because it was week 1, week 2, right? And again, whether you want to admit it or not, it's better this year because you get to separate by division. Technically, your odds are slightly better. You have a 1 in 16 chance of pulling something in week 1 that you wanted. Now you have a 1 in 8. Okay? 12.5% is what chat told me. So that's a plus. But yes, I agree. The fact that it's hidden behind very difficult moments that are slider influence that they just can't seem to fix, and that they did it, like, frustrating. And I'm going to try and help as many people as possible to get it done because, again, the cost to make the remaining collectibles is legit impossible. I turned off messages after seeing all the messages after I grinded Eichel last year. This is Ratsy. Had people messaging me that I have no life. I'm autistic and socially awkward. If I hyper-focus on something, I'm going to finish it. I don't need randoms I don't know and don't care about telling me what I already know. Game is a lot better without hearing people cry that the random bounces I finally got my way is the only reason I won. That's funny. Again, people experience things far differently, And why get upset at people? Why be upset that you know what I mean? Like, why be upset? There's no reason for it. You're just wasting your time, man. Hey, slaves, keep it up. I've noticed that your last couple of videos, people have asked how to check the price for a card. I'm sure everyone is aware, but if you put a card in the trade pile, you can then compare the price of the card there. It is annoying that you can't see it in your collection, but I just send it to the trade pile and compare the price. Yeah, so guys, if you have a bunch of cards you want to sell, hit triangle. So go to my collection, hit triangle. That will pull up everything in your collection. Go and find the card and then send it to the trade pile. Send all of them. And then go to the trade pile in the auction house, and then you can click on it and hit compare price. That is 100% something that I think is overlooked by a lot of newer players. I really wish that if you make it to OT and lose in a rank game, you wouldn't get demoted. In real life, you will still leave with 1 point instead of 0. The same concept should apply. Just lost in double OT and gold demotion game, and I feel like I at least deserve to stay where I'm at. No gain, no lose. Tricky here because I'm old and I am pretty far in the there is no tie, win or lose. Tie is like legitimately the worst. And I will say this. You shouldn't gain something for going to overtime. Ever. Like, I hate the 1 point. You lost. That's it. You lost. It took longer, sure, but you lost because you didn't win. All right. So, but the no relegation where you just don't lose, I don't hate that in the current landscape of ranked because 90% of the player base is stuck in silver. And I'm not kidding. Like, that is legitimately the number because of this scuffed rank system. So, now here's what would happen. You would get players that would message each other right at the launch. Hey, let's go to overtime. Right? I don't think you should gain anything. I don't hate the not getting demoted or losing a square. I don't think I hate that in the current landscape because I'm the participation medal theory. This is it, like, you know what I mean? Like that I am of the mindset of that. Losing, whether it's overtime, shootout, whatever, it is a L. You should not be rewarded for that. I don't know if not losing a square is rewarded though. You know what I mean? This is potentially my favorite comment of the season so far. First off, I'm a busy 16-year-old who only gets to play here and there and love your videos. Keep it up. My dad, 54, plays NHL 26 as well, but just doesn't stay updated with the new videos and just likes to enjoy the game after work. I'm so glad you always mention this type of player, the quiet majority, as he is exactly how you would describe. Plays the game a lot like hockey and calls my deeks hacks when we play each other. That line killed me. I can just picture this dad. You're hacking every time he protects the puck. Oh my God. Anyways, he doesn't have the same time as me to grind moments or cup chase, the chores as some say, and probably plays 6 hours a week. Thanks as always. Keep it up. Like I said, man, I try to keep the casuals in mind. I hope one day that my son Landon and I get to play like this, and I get to the point where he just beats the brakes off me, and I'm just sitting there in my living room on my couch being like, "You're just hacking. Enough with the hacks." That killed me. That killed me. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Coffee and Chel, guys. Big video day today. I'm going to get to work on my rankings for the fantasy event because everyone's going to make the B&D cards as you should. So I'll give you guys the best odds analytically, as well as my own personal take on the cards and the value in game, as well as the cards and if they have a shot at getting 99, as well as how to do the moments. The moments want to come out a little bit later on tonight. I don't know how helpful they will be because I'm not doing them again. I'm showing you what it was like on super duper mode. But there is a few goals that I think, and specifically, like, I'll give you an example. The Braden Shen moment, you want to use Kairu. You don't want to use Braden Shen because Kairu is far faster than everyone. So things like that might assist some people, but I will have that up later on today. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you later. Have a good one.